You're looking for a monster, but all you'll find is a student. I know the law better than you know your own name. I know that without a weapon, you have a ghost story, not a case.
A student? Students don't drive white Elantras in circles at 4 a.m., Bryan. Students don't leave their DNA on a knife sheath next to a body. You studied the criminal mindset for years. Did you forget that the smartest person in the room is usually the one who doesn't talk? To understand Bryan Kohberger, you have to stop looking for a motive and start looking at a method. For months, 1122 King Road wasn't a house to him, it was a laboratory. Between June and November, his phone pinged the local towers near the residence at least 12 times. Always late, always in the dead of night. He was conducting field research. He was studying the heartbeat of the house, when the lights died, when the residents slept, and when the street went silent. In his mind, he wasn't a stalker. He was an expert, gathering data points for his final thesis. On November 13th, at 4 a.m., the theory became reality. Bryan didn't choose a gun. It's too loud, too mechanical. He chose a K-bar, a fixed-blade military knife. It's silent, it's personal, it's clinical. He stepped inside with the arrogance of a man who thought he could control the variables. He moved through those hallways not as a predator, but as a ghost. The criminal mindset he studied in textbooks told him that silence is the ultimate weapon. He wanted to feel the transition, the exact moment life becomes a case study. He wasn't just killing. He was trying to prove he was smarter than the system that taught him. Bryan didn't just walk into a house. He walked into a sanctuary. Inside were 4 lives full of potential. Kaylee Gonsalves, Madison Mogan, Zana Knodel, and Ethan Chapin. To the world, they were friends, lovers, and students. To Bryan, they were the final step in his grim calculation. He entered through a sliding glass door on the 2nd floor. Silence was his primary tool. He moved like a shadow up to the 3rd floor first. There, in a single bed, he found Madison and Kaylee. The attack was swift, a clinical application of force with that K-bar knife. No screams, no struggle that reached the other rooms, just a terrifying, silent efficiency. But the plan started to fracture on the 2nd floor. He encountered Zana and Ethan. This wasn't part of the perfect thesis. There was resistance. There was noise. Yet, Bryan's detachment allowed him to finish what he started, moving through the dark hallway like a man completing a chore. The most chilling part? He walked right past a surviving roommate. She saw his masked face, his bushy eyebrows, and the coldness in his eyes. He didn't stop. He didn't flinch. He simply walked out into the night, leaving behind a house of silence and a trail of DNA that he thought his PhD could hide. Bryan drove away into the Idaho mist, believing he had just executed the perfect crime. He went back to his life, his studies, even his grading of papers. But while he was playing the role of the innocent scholar, a digital net was closing in. The white Elantra he thought was invisible was caught on dozens of cameras. His phone, which he carefully turned off, told a story of its own through the gaps in its signal. And then there was the trash. Investigators followed him all the way to his parents' house in Pennsylvania, digging through his garbage to find the DNA that would match the knife sheath left at the scene. The master of criminology didn't see the FBI coming until they were breaking down his door at 3 a.m. The experiment was over. Now in 2026, the courtroom has replaced the classroom. Bryan Kohberger isn't studying the criminal mindset anymore. He is the embodiment of it. He thought he was the observer, but now the whole world is observing him, dissecting his every blink, his every word. He wanted to be remembered as a brilliant mind who understood the mechanics of death. Instead, he will be remembered as the student who failed the most important test of all, humanity. His PhD didn't give him power. It only gave him a longer fall into the abyss.